welcome back. So today I'm going to share with you some of the really surprising and unexpected challenges that I encountered in the process of turning pro. So becoming a professional dancer, I'm transitioning from being an amateur dancer, okay? And so firstly, competing is actually a very easy transition. By the time you turn into a pro and are competing in the open pro, you're already a championship level dancer as an amateur, and so it's not your first rodeo. As a matter of fact, for everyone I know, we're far less nervous going out there and doing a professional competition than you are in your amateur days. And that just has to do with exposure therapy. The longer you do it, the easier it is. And pros generally have kind of a healthy, laid-back mentality of, hey, I'm going to dance my level today, and that's that. Do my best. So the more challenging part of turning pro is teaching. And although even if you get like a professional certification and you know for a fact, I know these figures are done this way, that's a totally different animal than being able to convey that information to people so they learn to dance or they learn to dance better, okay? And the good news is you can learn how to do this, but it takes time. And I don't know anyone who comes out of the chute being a great teacher. As a matter of fact, I have taken from two now former world professional champions. I took from them when they were amateurs as one of their very first kind of experiences teaching, and they were nowhere near the teaching level they are now. So that will come with time and kind of learning as you go and gauging people's personalities and gosh, how is this person going to learn best? Are they visual? Are they kinesthetic? Do I need to move them through? Are they really intellectual? Do I need to describe these things very mathematically? Everyone's brain is built a different way, and you'll be a better teacher if you can kind of hit each person's sweet spot, okay? Next, totally shocking to me when I turned pro, although it shouldn't have been. Many of my coaches warned me before I turned pro, hey, Sunny, you're going to be the most accomplished dancer in your town when you turn pro. People are going to be very jealous. They're going to be very scared. They're going to lose clients to you, and you are going to be attacked. And you're going to be attacked viciously, nonstop from places you never expected. So if you want to turn pro in this industry, you better have a very thick skin. And the better you are, the more threatening you are to other people, the more you're going to be attacked, okay? So just expect that. They might attack your skill level. They might attack your inexperience. They might even attack your integrity. And ultimately, you will overcome any of these threats to your success and just being a good person and doing a good job and cultivating good dancers. So don't worry about that long term. Everyone goes through that. Don't worry about it. Another unexpected challenge. Before my partner and I turned pro, many people, many were begging us to teach lessons. Oh, we can't wait till you turn pro. We're going to book a ton of lessons with you. We can't wait to switch from our current teacher to you, whatever. I don't think a single one of those people actually booked a lesson when we turned pro. Kind of shocking because I don't know if we would have, or at least my partner. I didn't care to turn pro, but my partner really wanted to. Maybe he wouldn't have taken that transition if he didn't falsely believe people were going to book a bunch of lessons. But here's the good news. People will fill their shoes. Even if you were fully booked coming out of the chute, which is very unlikely, dancers have a natural kind of shelf life of, I'm going to dance as my hobby for this period of time. They might move. They might graduate to another hobby. Certainly in competition, someone might gain 10 pounds and be self-conscious, not want to dance anymore. A variety of things happen. And so whoever you're teaching today, it's going to be a totally different student base in your studio 10 years from now. So don't worry about that. That's a temporary challenge, okay? Although I would suggest when you kind of kick off your dance career, do it part-time at first, relying on another income for kind of full-time pay. And with time, you can titer off of that other career. And eventually, I think within a year or two, I actually quit my other job completely because I was quite a bit more booked than I ever thought I would be. But you need to play that by ear. Some markets are a lot more competitive than others. So if there's a ton of skilled pros in your area, it's going to be a little harder for you to build, but not impossible if you're a good teacher, okay? In my opinion, marketing was a waste of time. Flyers, Google paid ads. I got no clients out of that and wasted a lot of time and money on those. So if your experience is anything like mine, I'd save yourself the time and money and just focus on being a good teacher. People will stumble into you. Obviously, you'll need like a website and some way for them to find you. Maybe hook up with your local USA Dance organization. You can teach for free, probably at their kind of monthly nonprofit dances if they have any. And that's just a good way to get a little exposure. At first, you might need to perform just so they can see you're a decent dancer, but you might get a couple students out of that. Even if you get one student who likes your teaching and becomes a good dancer, you will definitely attract many, 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 many more, okay? Another kind of marketing tactic I used at first, which I found complete waste of my time, is doing shows. Now, I did do paid professional shows, and those are worth my time because I'm paid to be there. But if someone says, oh, come teach at my blah, 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 you'll get so many clients out of it, you're wasting your time. If you want to do it to be nice, absolutely. And I have taught for free for many nonprofit fundraisers, but I've never once got a student out of it, and that's okay. That's not why I was doing it. I was doing it out of a kind heart. So I wouldn't donate free time in the anticipation or expectation you'll get a client out of that, okay? In my opinion, a really great tool, though, for building clientele, if you want to do pro-am, is just competing with one pro-am student at a comp. I have kind of won over many students that way unwittingly, just because they see you dance. They like something they see about you in the way your students dance on the floor. Maybe they just think you have a pleasant personality. Maybe they're pros appeal. And in which case, that's a good opportunity to build clients, okay? I definitely would start out by teaching group classes. Many pros, even when their kind of clientele teeters out, they'll add group classes temporarily just to kind of put themselves back on the market, because often people will take a cheap lesson from you in a group, but they're going to be a little more reluctant to drop $100 on a private. So I think groups are a great marketing tool to do that. Plus you'll make a little money. Hey, why not? Be forewarned, teaching a group is more challenging as a teacher. That does take a little more experience to do that well. But if you're inexperienced, that's okay. Just practice at home, rehearse what you're going to say, rehearse what you're going to demonstrate. That will become exponentially easier with time. So don't worry about that. Finally, another kind of unexpected challenge was injuries. And the physical demands of this career. When I was a young amateur, I thought, I can teach 80 hours a week, no problem. But certainly as I get older, that is absolutely not the case. So there's a finite number of hours you can abuse your body. Some pros just do a lot of talking to compensate for that. I personally like to teach very hands-on and manipulate people through things and show them how it's done. So that really doesn't work for me. So I do have a finite number of hours I can teach. I have even taught with a broken foot and a foot booty on, but certainly you couldn't compete during that time. So just know that there are going to be physical limitations to your body. Ladies, please wear comfortable shoes when you're not dancing. If you go around wearing stilettos because you think it looks better on you during the day, you will greatly decrease the length of your pro career. Same thing, ladies, I would not recommend cosmetic implants to certain areas. That's going to jack up your back and shorten your career, okay? Also, as an overall suggestion, try not to gain too much weight. It's absolutely fine to let your diet go once you turn pro, but I have seen people more prone to injury and having to retire early when they're a little heavy. So something to keep in mind. Actually, a final suggestion would be a common mistake I see, especially when people first turn pro, is laziness. They rest on their laurels. Hey, I've got clients, I don't need to get better. And I would always strive to become a better teacher, a better dancer, whether that's attending workshops, whether I like when I bring in a visiting coach or someone else in town brings in a visiting coach. I like to just watch my students taking those lessons so I can follow up in a very supportive way, okay? Because your student is going to want clarifications afterwards, okay? Another thing I personally really enjoy doing that I find to be very helpful, I read up a lot on how to teach people, not specifically dancing, but how to be a better teacher, more effective teacher, how to decrease the amount of time between the student learning something and retaining it in long-term memory. So you might look into that. Amazon is a great resource for books. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful. I'm pushing that 10-minute mark. And if you're thinking about turning pro, maybe these will be helpful things for you too. I sure hope so. So reminder, I'm not monetized. I don't make any money from my channel. I just do this because I get so excited to see when you press that like button. So press that now and press that subscribe button. I get notified every time. I get so excited. Definitely do that. And again, surprising challenges to turning pro. Hope that's been helpful for you. See you next time, guys. Have a great week.